Demonstrate knowledge of sites. After completing this video, you will be able to create and modify sites, describe how objects within a site interact with other objects in that same site, and list objects that can be in a site and identify which ones must be in a site and which are optional. Sites let you organize and manage interactions between parcels, feature lines, alignments, and grading groups. Knowing when to keep objects in the same site or separate them will help you build accurate designs and avoid unintended edits. To create a site, you'll go to the Prospector tab of the tool space, right-click on Sites, and select New. You'll give it a name. I typically give it a name that makes sense. For instance, I use sites for different design options, so I might call this Design Option 1. Then, on the 3D Geometry tab, I'll decide whether I want 3D Geometry to use the elevation or be flattened to an elevation, and how I want things numbered. For instance, the parcels, I can have it put the next parcel number at 1 and the next manual area counter at 1. Then I'll click OK. Right now, I have a parcel which is property 2 in site number 1. If I'd like that to be in another site, I can select the parcel label, right-click, and tell it to copy that parcel to another site. It's going to ask me which site I wanted to go to. Design Option 1 is the only one available because it's already in Site 1. Then I'll click OK. Now Property 2 is in 2 different sites, which means I can try 2 different subdivisions and let my client decide which one is going to work best for them. Parcels automatically subdivide when alignments or lot lines cross them within the same site. So for instance, since Property 2 is in Site 1 and my alignment is in Site 1, as soon as I extend that alignment out past the property line, it will create 2 parcels, one on the outside, as you can see here, and one on the inside. Notice there are 2 Property 2s though, because one is in the Option 1 and the other is in Site 1. To know which is in which, I'll go to the Prospector tab and expand each of my sites. Then I'll expand the alignments to see which alignment is in which and which parcels are in which. So Site 1 has Property 2, and the Design Option 1 also has parcels 1 and 2, which the Newcastle Road that I copied to that site subdivided the main parcel. You'll also notice I have 2 grading objects in this site, and these grading objects are reading each other. That's because they are in the same site, so they will grade to each other. If I make changes to one of my grading objects, for instance, if I change this grading by choosing the grading editor, I can choose the distance it grades, and you'll notice it graded out and continued to read the grading object next to it because both of those grading objects are in the same site. If I have a feature line in a site, for instance, let me copy one of my feature lines. I'll select the feature line from the center of the pond, right-click, and tell it to copy it to a new site. This will copy it to my Design Option 1, but notice when I copy a feature line, I have the option to have it not go in a site or have it go in a site. If I put it in no site, it won't affect either of the sites or any of the parcels, feature lines, or other objects in that site. Since I'm going to Design Option 1, I'll click OK, and I'll select that again and move it this time. And since I already had another grading object in that site, it's not affecting anything I did to that original grading object. But now that this is in a different site, if I go to create a grading object, if it's in site 1 and I try to use this object to grade, the software will not let me grab that object. You'll notice it keeps telling me to select a feature because it's not in the correct site to be able to do anything with the grading group that I told it to work with.